All right, well, we are in the baddest bad boy of them all, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
The Power Wagon.
Yep, for sure.
And we're about to take it off-road into the icy wilderness of Montreal. Now,
Absolutely.
is everything locked? It feels like we've got everything locked because it feels like
we're in 4 low,
Yep.
so it's a part-time system, so it's transferring power equally front and rear right now.
Okay.
And we can, there would be no need to lock it on this course, but if you want to certainly, see what that's like, we can lock the axles if you'd like.
No, I feel like I am the owner of the world here. It just feels incredible right now.
Definitely very commanding vehicle.
Yeah, for sure. I love the heated steering wheel.
Yeah, I thought I'd turn that on for you, make sure.
That's a really nice touch.
After putting the cameras on.
Thank you very much.
Get those hands back up the temp.
Yeah, heated steering wheel, heated seats.
Yep.
And we got a 12,000-pound winch in case we get stuck.
Oh yeah, in case you got to get somebody out. Yeah, for sure.
So I heard this is your daily driver.
Yeah, I actually drive the SLT version. It's
Okay.
white just like this,
Yeah.
full graphics package.
Yeah.
Definitely I feel like I'm that guy that wants that truck that kind of stands out, and with a package like this, I probably get more comments and compliments about this truck than anything I've driven in my career.
I bet, yeah. I mean, it's such a in-your-face, big, bold American truck.
Oh yeah, yep. And on this one, it also has a 6.4 liter Hemi as well, but we've tuned it specifically to the Power Wagon, so it's got a lower 10-to-1 compression ratio that allows it to run on 87 octane, as well as tuning it for low-end torque. So it's a little bit different than the 6.4 you'd find in the cars. Yeah, it's a 2500 chassis with unique axles underneath it. You go to the larger rear axle specific to the Power Wagon that has the locking rear differential, as well as the front is a similar size but has the unique feature of a locking front axle as well as sway bar disconnect.
All right, I'm going to ask you some numbers, so I'm going to put you on the spot. How much ground clearance?
We're just over 14 inches.
Yeah, that's pretty.
So
And
we won't have any issues here.
And if you did want to tow,
I believe it's right around 10,800 pounds.
Wow, so it can go off-road and it can tow.
Oh yeah, yep, and that's about what I use it for. I haul another rig with it, so I'm only around 7,000 pounds, so I'm well within the specs. And it comes with a backup camera standard, and it also has a cargo view management camera. So I'll go ahead, I'll knock you down here. If you press the down arrow, it will automatically drop you down to 1 there.
Okay.
I turn the hill descent control on here.
Yep.
So when we get to the other side, as we approach the bottom of the hill, this hill's very short, but as we approach the bottom of the hill, you'll feel it kick in right about now. It'll start to pull back on a little bit of the...
Can you change the speed on that?
Yeah, a little bit. You can push through it or turn it off if you want, but it's just there as an added safety feature. It's nice when it allows you to keep your focus on the trail or on the road ahead of you without having to worry about managing speed and doing more than one thing at a time.
It's funny. I took that hill in the Renegade Trailhawk, and I had to take 2 attempts at it. This thing, I was like, it's a hill, no problem. Give it to me, make it steeper.
Yep, it would make it over it, it would tear it down, it would do whatever you want. So, if you get into some articulation, one thing that's unique is our sway bar works in both 4 high and 4 low, which is quite different than any other vehicle with a sway bar disconnect.
Is it disconnectable?
Yep, you can go ahead, you can switch that there. It'll re-engage as well when you hit 18 miles an hour.
So how does that actually work? So the sway bar, for you guys who are truck newbies, well, anything newbies, basically keeps the car stable when it goes around a corner so it doesn't sway a lot.
Correct.
And that's not what you want when you're on an off-road course like this. You want as much wheel articulation as possible. A normal sway bar, if you don't connect it, it'll hold that wheel
Correct.
in place. Whereas here, you want the wheel to get as much articulation as possible, to get as much grip as possible. So how does that actually disconnect? How does that work?
In the center, it's like a twisting motion, if you think about it.
Okay.
And it comes disconnected in the middle.
Oh.
And then actually stays attached at the links on the axle. So that's different than a lot of the aftermarket ones, which detach it from the axle, actually. So you got the advantage of having a center lock, if you will, on the sway bar, as opposed to an end link, lock or unlock feature. And that's where we have the advantage and are able to relock it automatically should you exceed 18 miles an hour.
And the only other vehicle that I know that does that is the Wrangler, right?
Yes, correct. The Rubicon model is the only model with the sway bar disconnect as well.
Yeah, this thing is
and that's it's a live axle thing. So the Power Wagon and the Wrangler still both have what we call live or straight axles under front and rear.
Which, let's face it, in these kind of conditions, is the setup you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Try not to drive over my photographer out there. So I'm being a little bit careful. How much does it weigh?
I want to say it's right around 6,700 or 6,800 pounds.
Yeah, it's a brute, man. It's a brute.
Yep.
Look at that. No problem whatsoever. The only issue, I guess, when we're talking about the kind of off-roading in these big trucks is their length, right? I mean, you've got a pretty dramatic breakover angle because it's so long.
Correct.
So that's the only time that we might have any kind of problems, and that's going to come up on here, right, where we've got these little whoop-de-doos.
It'll just barely touch here, but that's where on this package we make the skid plates standard.
Oh, nice.
So
if we touch, we're going to hit
if you
metal.
won't touch, you'll be metal on. It'll be what's meant to touch.
Yeah,
if you will.
Yeah, gotcha. It just feels. It feels like it's eating this course up with hardly an afterthought.
Yeah, definitely powers right through it.
All right, now normally you got a little cheat sheet here. No cheat sheet. How much is this bad boy if people are interested?
They start just over $45,000 for a Power Wagon.
Oh, there we go.
Yep, a little fresh snow.
This one isn't 45.
This one's a little bit more, yes.
How much? Come on, give me the number. I want to say more like 60-ish.
No, it doesn't get
high?
quite there.
No?
I might have a cheater sheet in here.
You got a Monroney. There it is.
You got a Monroney. This one is $56,000.
56,000. Yeah.
Yeah, we added a few options that are kind of a high take rate, the 8.4 radio, which is nice. We added the comfort group, which, as you mentioned, the heated steering wheel and the heated seats. That's nice for when you're out on the trail.
Now,
Park sense, sensors.
People always compare this to the Raptor, right? And that's probably not a fair comparison because it's basically a heavy-duty truck. The Raptor's a light-duty truck, right? Raptor's more of a desert runner. This is more of a true off-road worthy rock basher, rock crawler, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I think, I don't think there's a direct comparison, but that's because, like you, I know the details of it. The truck is very much an outgoing personality, and the personality of this is quite different than a Raptor as well as its capability. We tend to think this is the ultimate off-road capable vehicle. There's nothing you can't throw at it. If you want to take it rock crawling, you can. If you want to run the desert, you can. We have a suspension that's designed to really handle all circumstances as opposed to just one set of circumstances well.
Well, I appreciate the ability to take it off-road, and I appreciate your time and
thank you.
Kind of explaining it. Thank you very much. That was a hoot. I really had a good time.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool. Good. All right.